محمد وآل محمد صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وجه فرج المؤمنين والمؤمنات. Please, let's recite Surah Fatiha for كل مؤمن ومؤمنات. اللهم صل على مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. All praise is due to Allah, Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Master of the day judgment, thee do we serve and thee do we beseech for help. Keep us on the right path, the path of those upon whom thou hast bestowed favors, not the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who have gone disarray, or those who have gone astray. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Kul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Kul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Kul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, say He, Allah is one. Allah is He on whom all things depend. He begets not, nor is He begotten, and there is nothing like Him. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wajhu farajum. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wajhu farajum. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wajhu farajum. I want to offer condolences to Bibi Fatima Zahra, Prophet Muhammad, Hazrat Ali alayhi salam, Imam Hussain alayhi salam, and other Imam Mehdi Sahib Zaman alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wajhu farajum on the 6th night of Muharram. This marks the last day that there was water in the camp of Imam Hussain. Before we proceed, I think it's important that we look at our life and why we do things and pray that when we do things in the name of Allah, that we do them for the right intention. So inshallah, Allah grants our acts even if our intentions are impure, and inshallah He grants our intentions even if our acts can't complete our intentions. But when you do things with the right intention, with the best intentions, you get the best results. Not only is the sawab available, but the trickle down effect on your life, on your children, on your family, on your Rosie, on your health, on your emotional well-being, on your psychological well-being. All of this is a result of getting the maximum benefits from your ibadat, from your acts of charity, from your acts of goodness, your acts of kindness, when you're a good husband, when you're a good father, when you're a good brother, when you're a good friend. When you do these acts and you do them for the best of intentions, they yield the best of results. So ya Allah, tonight, please, if we aren't doing the acts with our best of intentions, and honestly, we're probably not. And, I know I'm a very ignorant man, and then I have my arrogances and my insecurities and then my biases, and they have an effect on everything I do, and especially or even when I'm doing something that I think is selfless. There has to be a level of selfishness in it. There has to be, because that I know who I am. Inshallah, you're not like that, and even if you are, inshallah, Allah will purify our intention at least this one time. Inshallah, Allah will teach us, will lead us down the path to where our intentions continue to get greater and greater, because our intelligence gets greater and greater, because we better ourselves. Isn't that what the purpose of Amr bil Maruf Nahi anil Munkar and Jihad are? These are all ways we are expected to better ourselves and to increase the benefits that we get in this world and the hereafter. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So ya Allah, please purify our intentions. Please make our intentions the best, especially for the work that we're doing, which is the best. There's nothing better than praising Allah, nothing better than the remembrance of Imam Hussain. Ya Allah, please forgive all of our sins. Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wajhu farajum. We always start with Hadith Qissa, the story of the cloak. See, so the story of the cloak, it was sourced by the light, for it was she who spoke. She spoke about a house most blessed and purified above any other. She spoke of the house of Rasulat. It was the house of the mother. The Prophet, he felt a weakness in his body. He said to the father's mother, that's what he used to call Bibi Fatima Tadara, the father's mother. Allah is the only healer, there is no other. This is what the father's mother said to him. With a Yemeni over him, she would cover. Then Abul Qasim sat next to himself, sat next to his brother. See, Prophet Muhammad is Abul Qasim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa Jafarajum. And Imam Hussain was Abul Qasim, right? That's Imam Qasim. So Abul Qasim sat next to himself and sat next to his brother. Prophet Muhammad sitting next to Hazrat Ali alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa Jafarajum. And Imam Hassan sitting next to Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa Jafarajum. Where Abul Qasim sat next to himself, sat next to his brother. And inside the cloak came the light. Bibi Fatima entered the cloak. Her light was bright enough to illuminate all sight. Why is her light so significant? See, she was born from density. She was created from the highest intensity. In came the mother. May Allah send blessings on none other than Muhammad's family for all eternity. May he quickly return my living Imam to me. You see, when I said, may Allah send blessings on none other than Muhammad's family, when we ask Allah to send blessings on Prophet Muhammad's family, selflessly, or they honestly, I didn't just put that word in there because it makes it rhyme. It does make it rhyme pretty cool, right? But the purpose and why that rhyme stayed in there and why it worked is because they're the only ones that are deserving of any praise, of any blessings. Praise is only to Allah. But Prophet Muhammad and the family of Prophet Muhammad, they're deserving of all of the benefits. Who are we to get a single benefit unless if the Prophet Muhammad and his family get it? So we selfishly, I pray Allah send them all the blessings. And like I said, everything I do, even if it's the best of intentions, the best of acts, sending durood on Prophet Muhammad, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa Jafarajum. When that is the case, I know that I'm still getting blessings because as I pray for them, they pray for me. And my Prophet is generous, just like my God is generous. So if I ask that Allah shower blessings on Prophet Muhammad and the family of Prophet Muhammad, what do you think Prophet Muhammad asked Allah to do for me? You see? So we ask that Allah send blessings on none other than Muhammad's family because the only one deserving of it. And mashallah, in the generosity of Allah, he'll shower blessings on us too, inshallah. Muhammad wa ala Muhammad sallallahu. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa Jafarajum. All five. Now all five of them were there, right? All five inside a single Yemeni. Angels were huddled tight on that night in paradise, stretching as far as the light could see. There's so many angels and heaven is so big. And there's so many angels and Bibi Fatima, the light could see all of them in heaven. Angels huddled tight on that night in paradise, stretching as far as the light could be. How many angels were there? But they would never be as pure as the 2 plus 3. They could never even compete with the purity, the greatness of the 5 under the cloak. It was a cloak like no other, a Yemeni, a comforter, right? Yes, they were sitting in a comforter, but Prophet Muhammad means comforter. So it was a comforter sitting with the family tree. It was his family tree. It was a perfect circle, perfect circle. That is one of the hardest things to create is a perfect circle. When they asked Michelangelo to show, I don't remember, it was something about show, who did the Mona Lisa? Da Vinci?
Mona Lisa was...
It was
Picasso?
no, it's not Picasso.
No.
Whoever did the Mona Lisa, Michelangelo. I don't know. I don't remember. I should know this. So they asked him to demonstrate his art skill, and what he did is he drew a perfect circle to show how skilled he was. Right. So perfect circle is almost impossible to make. Who is it? Leonardo da Vinci. I was right. See. So a cloak like no other, a Yemeni, a comforter, Prophet Muhammad sitting with his family tree, a perfect circle with immaculate company. God's love. Prophet Muhammad is God's love and his progeny, right? Allah has no progeny, but Prophet Muhammad has progeny. Their flesh is his flesh, blood is his blood. Prophet Muhammad said this, right? Bibi Fatima said that. Prophet Muhammad said this on that night, the event of the cloak. Their flesh is his flesh. He's talking about his family in the cloak. Their flesh is his flesh. Blood is his blood. If you were at war with them, Prophet Muhammad said, you were at war with me. May Allah send blessings. I don't want to be at war with them, so I would love Allah send blessings on Muhammad's family for all eternity. May he quickly return, my living Imam, Imam Sahib was Imam al-Islam, to me. Sallallahu Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa Hazrat Jibreel. He was amongst the angels that were watching what was going on earth. They're huddled tight on that night, remember? And Hazrat Jibreel, the archangel of Allah, he saw them run fives and asked Allah if he could run 3-on-3. Allah said, fly from Ilin, the highest level of heaven, down to earth and deliver this message of purity. The sixth man among the five. You were allowed to be. What he did that night was he assembled the greatest team in history. And where did he assemble it? In the house of the light of Imamat and the light of Ibadat and of prophecy. This was not just any house, my friends. This was the house of Fatima Zahra, her father Muhammad, and her husband, Hazrat Ali, Imam Hussain and Imam Hussain, children of the lion and the light. They're the masters of the youth of paradise, al-Mujtaba, and the king of the Shaheed, the sons of Qamar bin Hashim. See, they were the sons. They were called, Imam Hussain and Imam Hussain were called the sons, right, of Qamar bin Hashim. Both they were the sons. They give you the heat and the warmth and then the life that the sun provides for earth. They're the sons of Qamar bin Hashim. But they were also the sons, Bibi Fatima, the sons of Qamar bin Hashim, her progeny. This was the greatest angel and the Immaculate Five, the most beloved to ever be alive. Right now, that was the purest house the world would ever see. And Allah told all the angels that were listening, they huddled tight on that night, were watching what was going on down below on earth, right? And they were asking Allah, who is in that cloak? And Allah said who they were. He said, this is the purest house the world will ever see. Actually, when he asked who was under the cloak, that's where that line came from. Allah told the angels, this is the house of Fatima Zahra, her father Muhammad, her husband Hazrat Ali, Imam Hussain and Imam Hussain. That's what he said to them, right? And this is the greatest house the world will ever see. And then what did he say? He said, for the sun, the moon, the rotating cosmos, and the sailing ships. Why do you say the sailing ships? At that time, that was the most advanced invention. People would see a ship and like, oh my God, what's that? That is amazing. How'd you build that? Now we see ships all the time, sailboats, planes. You know, we don't care, right? But every invention, everything ever created, even stuff that mankind invents, even the complete apex of invention that mankind can invent was invented by Allah. And Allah says, I created everything, the sun, the moon, the rotating cosmos, and the sailing ships were created for no other than thee, for these five. May Allah send blessings on Muhammad's family for all eternity. May he quickly return my living Imam to me. Now, why do we do Hadith Qissa every time before we start a program? Why? Why is it? What happens, right? See, now that we've spoke of the greatness of the event of the cloak, now that we've done Hadith Qissa and we spoke of the greatness of the event of the cloak, what happens? It says exactly in Hadith Qissa what happens. Angels are surrounding you and me. Angels are surrounding you and me, praying for you and me, because we spoke of the greatness of the event of the cloak. Angels are surrounding you and me. And what does that mean? They're praying for us. Never again stressed nor oppressed, never sad nor mad will we ever be. And this part's pretty cool. If you have a prayer, he will answer. Now is the time to implore it on he, because we're professing our love to the greatest. We're reciting Hadith Qissa. We're seeing sending blessings on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Angels are praying for us. There is no better time, right? If you have a prayer now, he will answer. Now is the time to implore it on he. Whatever you request, this time is the best. For you and I, Hazrat Ali says this in Hadith Qissa, for you and I, we have achieved success from this moment all the way till the day of judgment, from this moment all the way till Akhirah. Wa Rabbil Kaaba, by the Lord of the Kaaba, Bar Muhammad, wa ala Muhammad sallallahu. Muhammad, wa ala Muhammad, wa ajal. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. وعلى محمد وجه فرجهم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وجه فرجهم. Please recite another loud salat. Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad salat. Allahumma salli.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عن جابر بن عبد الله الأنصاري عن فاطمة الزهراء عليها السلام بنت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله قال سمعت فاطمة أنها قالت دخل علي أبي رسول الله في بعض الأيام فقال: السلام عليك يا فاطمة. فقلت: وعليك السلام. قال: إني أجد في بدني ضعفا. فقلت له: أعيذك بالله يا أبتاه من الضعف. فقال: يا فاطمة، ائتيني بالكساء اليماني فغطيني به. فأتيته بالكساء اليماني فغطيته به وصرت أنظر إليه وإذا وجهه يتلألأ كأنه البدر في ليلة تمامه وكماله. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسن قد أقبل وقال: السلام عليك يا أمه. فقلت: وعليك السلام يا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال: يا أمه، إني أشم عندك راحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله. فقلت: نعم، إن جدك تحت الكساء. فأقبل الحسن نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا جدة يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أدخل معك تحت الكساء؟ فقال: وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا صاحب حوضي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل معه تحت الكساء. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسين قد أقبل وقال: السلام عليك يا أمه. فقلت: وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال لي: يا أمه، إني أشم عندك راحة طيبة كأنها راحة جدي رسول الله. فقلت: نعم، إن جدك وأخاك تحت الكساء. فدنا الحسين نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا جدة، السلام عليك يا من اختاره الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكما تحت الكساء؟ فقال: وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا شافع أمتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل معهما تحت الكساء. فأقبل عند ذلك أبو الحسن علي بن أبي طالب وقال: السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله. فقلت: وعليك السلام يا أبا الحسن ويا أمير المؤمنين. فقال: يا فاطمة، إني أشم عندك راحة طيبة كأنها راحة أخي وابن عمي رسول الله. فقلت نعم، ها هو مع ولدك تحت الكساء. فأقبل علي نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا رسول الله، أتأذنني أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال له: عليك السلام يا أخي ويا وصي وخليفتي وصاحب لوائي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل علي تحت الكساء. ثم أتيت نحو الكساء وقلت: السلام عليك يا أبتاه يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال: وعليك السلام يا بنتي ويا بضعتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخلت تحت الكساء. فلما اكتملنا جميعا تحت الكساء أخذ بي رسول الله بطرفي الكساء وأومى بيده اليمنى إلى السماء وقال: اللهم إن هؤلاء أهل بيتي وخاصتي وحامتي، لحمهم لحمي ودمهم دمي، يؤلمني ما يؤلمهم ويحزنني ما يحزنهم. أنا حرب لمن حاربهم وسلم لمن سالمهم وعدو لمن عاداهم ومحب لمن أحبهم. إنهم مني وأنا منهم، فاجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورضوانك علي وعليهم، وأذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. فقال الله عز وجل: يا ملائكتي ويا سكان سماواتي، إني ما خلقت سماء مبنية ولا أرضا مدحية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيئا ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا في محبته هؤلاء الخمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء. فقال الأمين جبرائيل: يا رب، ومن تحت الكساء؟ فقال عز وجل: هم أهل بيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة، هم فاطمة وأبوها وبعلها وبنوها. فقال جبرائيل: يا رب، أتأذن لي أن أهبط إلى الأرض لأكون معهم سادسا؟ فقال الله نعم قد أذنت لك. فهبط الأمين جبرائيل وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله. العلي الأعلى يقرئك السلام ويخصك بالتحية والإكرام ويقول لك وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت سماء مبنية ولا أرضا مدحية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيا ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم، وقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم، فهل تأذن لي يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله وعليك السلام يا أمين وحي الله، إنه نعم قد أذنت لك. فدخل جبرائيل معنا تحت الكساء فقال لأبي إن الله قد أوحى إليكم يقول إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. فقال علي لأبي يا رسول الله أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. فقال النبي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة وحفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. فقال علي إذا والله فزنا وفاز شيعتنا ورب الكعبة. فقال أبي رسول الله يا علي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا وفيهم مهموم إلا وفرج الله همه ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غمه ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته. فقال علي إذا والله فزنا وسعدنا وكذلك شيعتنا فازوا وسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة.
A couple of things. I was reading the translation to that beautiful recitation of Hadith Kissa, and it said that whenever this event is remembered by the inhabitants on earth in a gathering of our true followers, then there will be no one left with sorrow. Then all of your sickness will be alleviated, and then your duas will be answered. So that Hadith Kissa is a gift to the true believers. Do you truly believe that the Ahlul Bayt are as amazing as we're taught they were, and we try to act, give them bursa and give them stature and send blessings on Prophet Muhammad and the family? Why do we do that? Why do we do that? Because of our love for them. And if that love for them is there, then what does Hazrat Ali say? We won. In this version, he doesn't say we have gained success. He says we won. Hazrat Ali, we won. He says we won in this world and in the hereafter. We won. How amazing is that? You want to be a winner? Be a winner with the Ahlul Bayt. That's how you be a winner. We won here and in the hereafter. We won and we are joyful. What else is there to worry about? What else is there? Thirst, it's a minor inconvenience. Seeing you disrespect my family, torture my children, slay my brother Abbas, watching all of this happen, it's a minor inconvenience. Because I know that no matter what happens, I won. I won because I understand, I accept, I believe that the truth is the truth at the end of the day. And that's what we've been talking about is freedom. Allah created freedom as proof. Allah created mankind, made mankind free. So he created freedom for mankind so we could prove his existence. Now, how unfair would it be if Allah wasn't the greatest, if Allah wasn't the most loving, if Allah wasn't all those things that we expect in our God? And that's why we're so lucky to be Shia, because we have the guidance of the Ahlul Bayt, and we have the direct message in the form of beautiful poetry sent us by Allah that tells us his names and who he is and lets us understand complex issues like Tawheed, to understand how great Allah is. You see, if Allah wasn't great, this whole discussion of freedom would be irrelevant. Why are you worshiping something that's not worth worshiping at the end of the day? If you're created to prove the worship of Allah, and if our natural state is worshiping Allah, and what we worship isn't everything that we need it to be, it's not worth worshiping, and nothing, not even our freedom, means anything. And that is why Allah is just, right? That's why we need to believe in the oneness and the justice of Allah, Tawheed al-Dalat. That's what the Dalat is justice of Allah. Allah is so just that because Allah is so just, we know that he's that great. If Allah wasn't just, how do we know Allah is great? But something being worshipped should be worth worshiping. And that's why Allah says, don't worship anything except for me. There's no intermediary. You don't worship anything else, no matter how great it is. Worship me only. That's it. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. All praise be to the Lord of the worlds. Don't praise anything else. Why are you praising it? You praise me. You who did it? Me. I did this. I'm the greatest. It's not arrogant. It's the truth. And that's why this concept of freedom is so beautiful. Because obviously Allah is the all-knowing. There's nothing greater than Allah. But see, okay. And I'll try to step in the shoes of somebody who denies the presence of God. If you ask them, hey, fine, there's no God exists. If you had a God, what would you want that God to be? And what wouldn't you want that God to be? Anything that anybody wants their God to be, Allah is that and more. And anything you don't want your God to be, Allah isn't that at all. That is true for anybody. If you ask anybody, okay, you don't believe in God, but if there was a God, what would you want your God to be? They start listing off everything, whatever they want, right? Not only would Allah have all those qualities, if they start listing off things that are material, Allah is all of that too, because Allah created all of that. Right? Do you want your Lord to run out of stuff to give you? Do you want your Lord to run out of reasons to give it to you? Allah needs no reason. He says, I need no reason. He says, no matter what you do, I don't need anything you do. Yes, people, oh, you don't need me. Oh, you don't need me. I'm not needed. I'm not needed. Needed. Everyone wants to be needed. Everyone wants to be important. The only important thing is Allah, right? Everyone wants to be needed. Allah doesn't need us. How heartless is that? Allah has no heart. So there you go, dude. But if Allah needed us, right? Couldn't we disappoint Allah then? I know I disappoint a lot of people who need me. I know people who I need, mashallah, thank you for everyone Allah has put in my life. Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad sallallahu Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. I tell jokes and I don't want some joke to get, it shouldn't even inadvertently hurt somebody I love, right? And so, but the truth is, I know that I've not come there for people who I need, right? That's the truth. I'm lazy, dude. I, do my own thing. People call me, what are you doing? I'm out playing basketball. I'm like, I'm doing something really important. Can't make, this is my nature. I'm sorry to everybody who depends on me and I can't be there. But hey, it is what it is. People are who they are. That's what happens when you need somebody, right? If Allah needed us, you think you're going to come through for 100% of the time? There's probably 14 people in the history of existence that would never let Allah down if he needed. I'm not one of them, and you're not one of them. Sorry. I'm sure you're far more pious than I, but you're not. So if Allah needed us, we could disappoint Allah, and maybe Allah wouldn't give us something or listen to our dua because we let him down when he needed us. Allah doesn't need us. And because of that, you can guarantee that Allah's going to continue to give, because when we let him down, when we should let him down, we don't get to let him down in a second, right? But when we do something that is not in the pleasure of Allah, Allah still listens to our prayers. And when we do something that isn't the pleasure of Allah and we expect to get something because of it, hey, you get what you get. I'm fair. You get what you get. So then why do we do du'as that grant our prayers and this and that? See, that's why the Ahlul Bayt are a gift to us. Because we know the Ahlul Bayt, we're able to get bonus day. I grant everything you ask me. Ask me anything right now and watch what I give you. You see, that's what the Ahlul Bayt are. They're that golden ticket coupon that you cash in when you really, really want something. You really, my daughter asked me for a video game and she knows she's going to get it, right? At some point, right? Dad likes playing video games. I like playing, so he's going to buy it. I like this, right? But she cashes in that golden ticket. I'll go get it for today. I'll go get her the deluxe version. I'll go get the controllers that go with it, right? That's what the Ahlul Bayt are. You cash in that golden ticket on your dua. That doesn't need us. So why is it that we say, oh, listen to this and Allah grants you du'as anyways? It's because this is how you enhance, right? And that's just too. That's just too. Why? Because the Ahlul Bayt asked for it. So we can't ask for anything, but the Ahlul Bayt can ask for everything. And if they said we want our lovers to have their du'as granted when they recite Hadith Qissa, when they recite Du'a Tawassul, we're going to intercede on their behalf. And when they ask, that means something. When they say, Allah, let us do, that's what Prophet Muhammad did. So let me be there for my people, right? And so that is why. So, Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad sallallahu Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa Jufar. It's a small tangent, right? But the bottom line is Allah's one. And if Allah's one, Allah doesn't move. Because if Allah moved, Allah would have parts. And if he has parts, then he's not one. And if he has parts, then maybe we'll like one part and not the other part. And then maybe one part is just and the other part's less just. And one part is loving and the other part's Allah. No, I'm loving. I'm always loving. Whatever you expect from me, I'm going to give you that and more all the time. Because I've never moved. Because I will never move. Allah's pleasure is the Ahlul Bayt's pleasure. That's why Allah created the Ahlul Bayt. When we see them happy, that is Allah's happiness. When we see them sad, that is Allah's sadness. Because Allah doesn't have a face. Allah doesn't have emotions. Allah doesn't have need. Allah is unaffected by anything. Because that's how great Allah is. And that's why it's fair that we worship Allah. That's why it's fair. Because if we had freedom and freedom wasn't fair, right? Unlimited freedom, that concept, but freedom has to be fair. Why are you giving me freedom? Sometimes people say, go do what you want, right? Go do what you want. My wife, figuring out dinner, all those cuisines I'm naming, right? And I finally tell her, I said, why do you always ask me what I want? And you go choose what you want, you just decide yourself. And she said, why don't you go decide yourself? You think I have the freedom to go choose my meal right now? Right? That's not freedom I want, right? You're free to go choose or you go decide what to be. I know that's not freedom I want, dude. I'll go back to you tell me what's up, right? But Allah gives us freedom we want. Freedom we want. It's freedom that is worth something because Allah is worth worshiping. There's nothing else that's worth worshiping. In fact, there's nothing else that's worth doing other than worshiping Allah. What else are you going to do that's more important than worship Allah? For whatever reason, what do you want? Whatever you want, whatever you hope to accomplish, whatever state you want to be in, the best way to get to that state, to get to that wealth, to get to that creativity, to get to whatever you can become a scholar, to enhance your memory, to enhance your health, to increase your 40 yard dash speed, right? Whatever you're trying to do, worshiping Allah is the best way to accomplish that goal. Worshiping Allah is the best thing you could do in any situation, anytime, at any point in your life. Anybody, any creation, that is, what else can you do? And the reason is Allah is that great. Allah is better than anything. So why are you doing anything else? And that's why we're in our free state, we're in our best state. That's why it's fair that we worship Allah. That's why. Allah's not imposing himself on us. You don't think you need a God? You don't think you need, but if you want a God, what kind of God do you want? Make a list. Make a list, and Allah is all that and more. Make an honest list, right? If somebody's listening and they don't believe in God and say, I want God to be non-existent. That's not the question I'm asking, bro. I said, if there was a God, I'm asking you to be non-existent, but how about this? God is not confined, non-existent. God doesn't exist. God created existence. So even if your answer, Mr. I'm too smart for you, agnostic / atheist / whatever it is that denies the presence of God, smarter than you, and you said I could say anything, I want my God to not exist. My God is beyond creation. So existence is a creation of his. So my God does not exist because something that is uncreated cannot exist the way Allah doesn't exist. Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And if you want your God, if you say, oh, here's the quality, I want my God to be, shaitan, stuff for that. Let's say somebody says that. That's what I want my God to be. You know what? See how your life works out that way. Because Allah created shaitan too. So you want shaitan to be your God? Shaitan will make the decision. Shaitan will control you. Shaitan will, you can serve. Shaitan is your God. And at the end of the day, may Allah forgive everybody, right? Except some people, right? There's some people who brought great atrocities down on the world by bringing atrocities down on the family of Imam Hussain. I was reading about the Shahzadas of Muhammad today, and I had what I was going to talk about was one line hit me. That when these boys went to the battlefield, they were 9 and 10 years old, right? So prior to this was kind of cool, is the people of Imam Hussain fought with such amazing such amazing everything, right? They did, the skill, the strength, the determination, the will, all of it, the grace, the poetry, whatever, the enemies couldn't come near them, without playing tricks or surrounding them or so on and so forth. The greatest warriors were being bested all day. People start to say, hey, they know a new way of swordsmanship that we've never heard before, and we don't know how to defend it. That's what people started thinking, is they have some new way to use this. I don't know what they're doing. It's this new, new ninja stuff that's going on. They have this new way with the sword, right? That's what they were thinking. So they're expecting these great warriors to come out with these new tricks and this new technique. And who came out at some point? Who came out were Ona Muhammad, a 9 and a 10-year-old boy. They came out when everybody is ready to, we're going to figure the sword and we're going to watch what they do. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. And who comes out? Ona Muhammad. Bibi Zainab waited all day for Ona Muhammad to get to go and do their jihad. Waited all day. And then she called her sons and she was angry at them. She's like, why are people dying? Why is the friends of Imam Hussain, the family of Imam Hussain dying? Why are you still here, boys? Why are you getting angry at them? And Imam Hussain heard this and he said, don't yell at the boys. They've been coming to me all day and I never gave them permission. But You're their mother. If you give them permission, then what am I going to say? So Bibi Zainab got these boys ready, got their new clothes. See, they had new clothes. Think about that. She saved clothes from Medina. You don't think they got dirty and sweaty and walking in the dirt all the way, all the places that they stopped by, how long it took, and she saved these clothes. They had new clothes. She gave them new clothes on the day of Ashura to wear. The sisters, their cousins came out. Bibi Sakina came out. Bibi Fatima Kubra came out, and they started tying the boys' shoes and started giving them their weapons. Bibi Fatima Kubra, they told the boys, they said, go and destroy all of the soldiers. You know why? Why are they saying this to boys? Why are they saying this to boys? These weren't just boys. These were the grandsons of Hazrat Ali alayhi salam. That's who these boys were. They were the sons of Bibi Zainab. They were the grandsons of Hazrat Ali alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ja'al farajahum. And that means something. Our true believers, Hazrat Ali said, our true believers, Bibi Sakina, Bibi Kubra, they truly believed that these two boys are going to go do some stuff. These guys outside don't know what's about to hit them. And on the saddle, they were mounted by Hazrat Ali Akbar. They were mounted by Janab Qasim helped. Hazrat Abbas, Hazrat Imam Hussain, they all went and they mounted them on the horse, and these princes started to ride out. And the warriors were ready. I'm going to pay attention to what they do. And they're probably going to kill me, so you do it. But I'm going to go out there. The best soldiers are coming out for the next duel. And these two boys come out. And these soldiers, the great warriors, are like, what? No. I agreed to fight the rebels. I'm not going to kill two boys. I'm not going to fight kids. And they told them, they said, kids, go back inside. Onam Muhammad are coming out. They said, kids, go back inside. If we slap you, your mom's going to cry. Go back inside. We'll blow you. You guys are going to fall over. We're warriors. We're men. Who are you? When the boys told them who they were. We're the grandsons of the Lion of God. We're the grandsons of Mir al-Mu'mineen. And they stood there. And after a while, a couple of warriors started to come at them, and the jihad was on, and the boys, no matter how many warriors would run at them, they would defeat them easily. And it started to become an amazing thing with all the soldiers. What's going on? All the soldiers were coming in, and they were getting defeated by these boys. They were the sons of Hazrat Ali alayhi salam. So the boys started riding around on the outskirts of the circle of all the soldiers, right? Because soldiers stopped coming in and dueling them. So they started riding around on the outskirts, and people would attack them a little bit from, get them near, get the sword, and they started killing all the soldiers, right? But one by one, they started getting nicks and bruises everywhere, cuts everywhere, going through the line of the soldiers and back, and they would come and meet back in the middle. They would see each other and touch hands. I was pictured they would pound, let's go, right? Brother power. And they would go out there, and brother power was real. And they would go out there and they would defeat, and they would come back and they would give each other some love. And then this is what was happening. But it started to get slower and slower. They were hot. They were thirsty. They were tired. They were bleeding. They were bruised. The horse was getting tired. The horse was bleeding. The horse was bruised. And Imam Hussain, Hazrat Abbas, Hazrat Ali Akbar, Janab Qasim are all watching. And Hazrat Abbas looks at them. He says, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to go get them. I'm going to go get them right now. And Bibi Zainab says, stop, my brother. Do not go get those boys. They have not fulfilled their duty yet. Janab Qasim says, let me go get them. I'm their age. Maybe I can go bring them back and nobody will attack me. And Imam Hussain said, no, let them. Leave them until he could take it no more. And he got on his horse, and him and Hazrat Ali Akbar rode out to get the boys who had fallen off their horse. And they picked them up. And as they were carrying back to the camp of Karbala, the camp of the family of Imam Hussain, they were bring him back there. They realized these boys had died. They had died giving their life for Islam. These boys couldn't wait to fight. They wanted to go and show what the hand of Allah looked like. Hazrat Ali alayhi salam is the hand of Allah. We're his grandsons. Watch what happens. Oh, the line I wanted to tell you was, Bibi Kubra, Bibi Sakina, they said, They said, my brothers, go and kill so many warriors that you clear a path for us to go get water. We know you could do it. We know you could clear this path to go get us water. And that's why instead of standing there waiting for the men to come and duel, they would go to the outskirts hoping someone could see where they would never hit somebody, attack somebody who's standing there or running away. Bibi Zainab told them, I don't want to see any lashes on your backs. I don't ever want people to say you ran away. So they were nipping at the outskirts of the line of soldiers, and that's how they ended up killing so many soldiers and getting so many bruised, right? And so now these boys have been shaheed. Bibi Zainab's sadaqah had been accepted. Bibi sadaqah had been accepted. You know, we used to hear all the time how Bibi Zainab didn't cry on the heads of her two sons. Bibi Zainab didn't cry all the way until Arba'in, right? And it always made it sound like Bibi Zainab, she doesn't cry, she's unemotional. Absolutely not. Losing a brother like Hussain, how could you be living in a house with Bibi Fatima, Hazrat Ali? How could you not have a heart? And having a brother like Hussain, how can you not be emotional? But see, Bibi Zainab, she didn't cry over her two sons and didn't claim them because she wanted to show the importance of Imam Hussain, right? Like I said, if you're going to worship, don't worship anything except Allah. If you're going to grieve, grieve for Imam Hussain. Yes, Ono Muhammad died, right? But the grief is for Imam Hussain. Grief is for Imam Hussain. That is what Bibi Zainab was showing, and that's why she didn't claim her son. And why didn't she cry all the way to Arba'in? Why? Because there were other women, there were other children. And Imam Zainul Abidin was sick and people were looking at Bibi Zainab for leadership. And if she started crying, she wouldn't stop. Hazrat Ali cried for Bibi Fatima for 33 years. Never stopped. She would never stop crying. Never stop crying if she started. That's why. And so these young boys, the proud grandsons of Hazrat Ali, is who we pay tribute today. Ono Muhammad. Two young lion cubs riding on one horse, their uncle Abbas proudly watching as they fought the war. On the burning sands of Karbala, the young cubs had no fear. Bravely defeated any soldier that dared to go near. The commander Ibn Sa'ad said, separate those boys. If they stand together, we'll never overcome their poise. The army stood between the brothers, the proud sadaqah of their mother, the daughter of Ali. Let's say goodbye to the two young princes who fought with bravery. Al-Wida.
الوداع 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 عيد البران جعفر طيار الوداع 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 बच्चों से कहती थी बार बार बिन्ते अली ये बच्चों से कहती थी बार बार रन को सिधारो नो मोहम्मद ये मानसा दिल बराने जाफर तैयार अलविदा 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 दिल बराने जाफर तैयार अलविदा 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 जाफर का इफ्तिखार बढ़ाना जिहाद में जाफर का इफ्तिखार बढ़ाना जिहाद में नाना की अपनी शान दिखाना जिहाद में दिल बराने जाफर तैयार अलविदा 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 दिल बराने जाफर तैयार अलविदा अलविदा शेर खुदा की बेटी के तुम दोनों शेर हो शेर खुदा की बेटी के तुम दोनों शेर हो मैदान में जाओ फतह हमें अब कुछ न देर हो दिल बराने जाफर तैयार अलविदा 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 दिल बराने जाफर رہے سپاہ مگر منہ نہ موڑنا،
گھیرے رہے سپاہ مگر منہ نہ موڑنا،
حیدر کی یادگار ہو میدان نہ چھوڑنا،
بران جعفر تیار، الوداع 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 الوداع، بران جعفر تیار، الوداع 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 الوداع،
شمر و عمر کے سر جو اتارو تو خوش ہوں میں،
عمر کے سر جو اتارو تو خوش ہوں میں،
دشمن کو جھوم جھوم کے مارو تو خوش ہوں میں،
بران جعفر تیار، الوداع 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 الوداع، بران جعفر تیار، الوداع 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 الوداع،
اب تو یہ آرزو ہے کہ تم رن میں کام
اب
آؤ،
تو یہ آرزو ہے کہ تم دن میں کام آؤ،
چہرے کے بدلے خوں بھرے چہرے ہمیں دکھاؤ،
بران جعفر تیار، الوداع 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 الوداع، بران جعفر تیار، الوداع 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 الوداع،
بچوں ضعیف ماموں کو زحمت نہ دیجیو،
بچوں ضعیف ماموں کو زحمت نہ دیجیو،
لاشیں اٹھائے بھائی تو جنبش نہ کیجیو،
بران جعفر تیار، الوداع 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 الوداع، بران جعفر تیار، الوداع 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 الوداع،
پیاسے جو آؤ گے تو سلا دے گی تم کو ماں،
پیاسے جو آؤ گے تو سلا دے گی تم کو ماں،
خود دوڑ کے گلے سے لگا دے گی تم کو ماں،
بران جعفر تیار، الوداع 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 الوداع، بران جعفر تیار، الوداع 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 الوداع،
ہر بات اپنے دل کے سوا ہو تو بات
ہر
ہے،
بات اپنے دل کے سوا ہو تو بات ہے،
وہ رن پڑے کہ حشر بپا ہو تو بات ہے،
بران جعفر تیار، الوداع 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 الوداع، بران جعفر تیار، الوداع 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 الوداع
نو شیر کو
خدا کی بوٹی کے تم
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Go ahead for it. Go ahead, Hujjat. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma kulli waliyaka al-Hujjatun al-Hasan salawatuka alayhi wa ala abai fi hazi sa wa fi kulli sa waliyan wa hafizan wa qaidan wa nasira ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوى وطويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Let's do a Surah Fatiha for good Mu'min Mu'minat, Marhum of the Mu'min family, Marhum of the Dosa family, Marhum of the Raza family, Marhum of the Saga family, and Kul Mu'min Mu'minat. Start with 3 salawats in the beginning and then 3 salawats. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وجه فرجهم
Nare Hedri.
يا علي. Thank you, Mom.